Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at your irresistible charm. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. We have 3 piles to choose from. So for pile number 1, we have the Amazonite crystal with direction. For pile 2, we have orange calcite with perseverance. And for pile 3, we have amethyst with cognizance. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is standing out to you the most, and that will be your pile for today. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose this Amazonite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your irresistible charm. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider hitting the subscribe button if you like tarot content and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily. I am going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 25k subscribers. We're very close, so if you'd like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on any of my recent uploads. So as we get into the reading, only take what resonates, leave the rest, because this is a general collective reading. So let's see what tarot cards you have first, and then we're going to look at the oracle card that you chose and other oracle cards. I think I might use a mixture of clairvoyance and the cards. So let's see what shows up. So Spirit guides of pile number 1, spirit guides of pile number 1, their irresistible charm. So we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. And by the way, I saw the angel number 919, so that could be significant for somebody. Then we have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. Then we have the 6 of Wands. We have the 2 of Pentacles. We have the Hangman in the reverse. And we have the 5 of Wands. The 7 of Pentacles also wanted to come out with the Page of Cups in the reverse at the back of the deck. So how I'm reading this is, the first thing I'm seeing about your irresistible charm is you can be perceived by others to be quite talented at whatever it is you do, or multi-talented, or just gifted in some way. There could be some people watching this pile with creative talents, because I was seeing a piano when I started your reading clairvoyantly, but I also just take that as a metaphor for talent in any way, shape, or form. Some of you could be spiritually gifted, could be psychic. You know, whatever talent you have, even if you don't see it within yourself, other people could see you do certain things and kind of think that you do it so well that it looks like it's a talent of yours. So even if you don't know what your talents are, there is a reason why you are drawn to this reading. Maybe you have some hidden talents that are hidden to you, but other people can see that straight away. I can tell you for sure, before I became a psychic, or before I actually knew I was a psychic, I didn't know for a long time. And then when I told my dad, for example, he said that he knew I was psychic when I was a child. So, you know, sometimes people see talents within us that we don't realize until later on. And that is what I see here with the 6 of Wands. So people find it quite fascinating at the fact that you are so talented. They find it charming because they kind of want to figure out how you got there. They kind of want to look at it in your perspective and try to almost do things like you. So an example Spirit is showing me is, you know, when you see somebody do something and you kind of try to study them to do that thing more like them. Spirit is showing me something like that. And this talent can literally be anything, but people perceive you as, you're talented at many different things or one specific thing, or you have many different strengths that will help you create success within your lifetime. And it doesn't just have to be success within your career, but that is definitely showing up within this reading with the Two of Pentacles here, because this could relate to finances and, stability of your own. So people see you as a type of person that's going to create a lot of success for yourself, be recognized for whatever you're doing here. They see you as that type of person that is a visionary, I'm hearing, that won't give up on your dreams or your goals or your desires until you reach the finish line. Spirit is showing me somebody reached the finish line, right? And I feel like you're a very, very busy person. So, when you want something, you put in a lot of work and effort towards that, but you might not always tell or show people that you're working towards something until the actual result comes in. Maybe you are aware of evil eye. Maybe you just keep your plans to yourself until they actually become a reality, or maybe you just are a very private and mysterious person where people don't need to know that. And I just saw 555, so people only see it, the success, when things change, when you've actually implemented those plans and worked towards it, where they kind of get this impression from you at first that you're not necessarily planning towards anything, but then they see the end goal result coming to fruition before they even knew you were planning something or having a specific goal, and then they're just so shocked and surprised. So then they find it irresistible and charming because they kind of want to look at you and find out how you did it when you started. And it's sort of like this, it's a mixture of envy, but also a mixture of being in awe of you, like, but not envy in a bad way. So what Spirit is showing me is, when you see someone so talented, like for example, someone singing on stage and they did really well, their performance, did really well. And it's kind of like you envy that singer because you wish maybe you had a voice like theirs. You kind of wish you could be able to do what they do, but not in an envious bad way. But it's kind of like, I wish I could be able to do that, or have the confidence to do that, or believe in myself that much, that kind of energy. But then I also want to learn from you and kind of study you and find out how you did this so that I can become successful too, even if I'm not working in the same field or working towards the same goal. I can still use what you've applied to help me gain success. So it's kind of like people look at you like that mentor where they're sort of finding you irresistible and charming because they want to learn from you. So that's something I see here, and it's quite irresistible in the sense that you don't give up. You don't give up on your dreams. That's what I see with the Ten of Wands reverse. You really keep hope. Even if you don't see the results come immediately, because Rome wasn't built in one day. It's like, even if it takes a long time, a lot of patience, the hangman in reverse the hangman usually represents sometimes waiting for something. So the hangman in reverse, I'm taking it as, and the Five of Wands, sometimes we're so restless waiting for that thing to come in, waiting for that result to come in, but we still work towards it anyway. And something about what you do here is fascinating to others, where they find it quite charming and they want to find out more. So, when you tell people, this is what I've achieved, or this is what I'm doing right now, this is where I'm at in life right now, people kind of see you as you have your life together, you have a plan for yourself, you're going to get far in life. Even if you're not there yet, you do have a plan and you are going to get there. So people find that quite cool in some way, where, yeah, they want to learn from that. Also, another thing I see about you is you live your life with ease and comfortability. Although you're a hard worker and you want to go towards your goals, you still take care of you, and you still make sure other areas of your life are also doing well. And you have some kind of balance going on in your life, where you know how to balance out the different areas of your life. And that is quite charming in a way, because when other people see these traits, they want to be friends with you, or they naturally want to be around you, because I don't know, Spirit is just showing me it's not from a superficial point of view, but it's more so like people want to surround themselves with people that are at a higher level than them, or so they perceive, or good at something they're not good at, or they have a certain quality or trait that they don't necessarily have yet but want in themselves, not to become you in a jealous way, but more so they want to surround themselves by you because they're hoping that it will rub off on them, your good qualities and traits. And a lot of the times they see you as a good influence where they want to be around you because of that. Also, you could be seen as somebody that is, like making other people feel comfortable. There's something about your home that looks quite beautiful. You know how to decorate your home well, or just make it look very homey and inviting, but your energy is also very homey and inviting, where people feel comfortable with you and they just feel at ease and they feel like they can instantly trust you and, open up to you. And that's quite charming and irresistible, where they want to be around you because they want to experience that sense of comfortability around you. We don't always feel comfortable around strangers, but with you, it's like they just feel comfortable. You have a welcoming energy, right? There's also something about you looking put together, clean, neat, tidy, well groomed, and you seeming like a person that's well educated in some way, or just very smart in some way. And you look like you have your life together. You look like you have things, going well in your life. So people want to surround themselves by you because they see that as a good influence to them. So now let's take a look at the oracle card you chose, as well as other oracle cards. Also, with the Amazonite crystals, some of you could be healers, or use any gift you have as a means of healing. So for example, I've used this in my readings before. When somebody is, for example, creatively gifted, maybe their singing voice can be healing in some way. It could have a certain frequency that's healing. If somebody, I don't know, cooks food, they're a chef, maybe they have healing hands and they're putting healing into the food unintentionally. Some gifts and talents don't necessarily have to be like doing a Reiki healing, but it can be brought to a person in other means. So it's almost like with this direction card, whatever you do, there's different career fields here, but whatever you do, it's sort of like you're being taken to a direction in your life that is good for you. You're making good choices for yourself. And you're not just making good choices for yourself, but you're making choices from the heart. And when you make choices from the heart, from not the ego, but from the heart is what I'm hearing, you're letting your soul guide you to your purpose, to what you're meant to be doing. And you're growing towards your North Node, towards your destiny. And so because you make very good choices in your life and you follow your heart, when you follow your heart, you know what you want in life, then the universe is bound to give that to you because you know what you want. 1313 as an angel number. So you're clearly growing in your own way. You're clearly very focused on your goals and going on the right path for you, so I think I'm seeing people almost secretly clap for you, and they find that to be your irresistible charm. Especially when you tell people, okay, this is what I've been working towards for months or years, and now I finally achieved it. So we're going to pull two more cards of this for now. And then I have other oracle decks I want to look at as well. We'll just see how many I use because I'm not sure how long it will take. So spirit guides of pile number 1, their irresistible charm, please. So we have Larimar, Neptune, and Perspective. And we have Aragonite, the fire element and initiation. With the fire element being here, It's like people see you as physically very sexy, very hot. But they find that irresistible, yes. That is the first thing that sort of gets them hooked to you or drawn to you in a way, but all these other things I've mentioned are what actually gets them fully intrigued by you. Because yes, somebody can be physically beautiful or handsome, but how is that pulling us in? Your charm isn't just your hotness. It's more than that. It's deeper than that with Neptune. Neptune is a very spiritual energy and planet. So I'm seeing it as it's deeper than just the physical appearance, than just, the superficialities of life. And it's not even just the success, it's how you go towards that, it's your demeanor towards that. It's more than just the superficialities. With Neptune here, it's the planet of dreams, fantasies, illusions. It is how you get over those illusions of fear and doubt and still continue to believe in your dreams and desires, believe in yourself. It is how you take that visionary quality you have, plan towards it, take steps towards it, baby steps until you get to the finish line. And even when you don't see the result yet, you still continue to go and believe. It's deeper, it's your perspective that really kind of charms them. It's how you look at the world. You have a very deep kind of spiritual way of looking at the world, a very angelic view of the world in some way. Like people perceive you as very angelic because that 10 of Wands card previously had angel wings, and people view you as very deep in some way. Also very connected to your emotions, emotionally intelligent. So that is something that really charms them. Also, the fact that you know yourself. Because if you're going to be making choices from the heart, you first have to know what you love, what you don't love. So that just shows that you know yourself, you know what you want in life, and that is a sexy quality to have. Where a lot of people want to be friends with you because of that. A lot of people want to be, dating you because of that. Also, you are quite inspiring here with the fire element. And I'm hearing you're inspiring to people of all ages. You can even be inspiring to people that are older than you or younger than you. Whatever you're doing here is inspiring, no matter your age. And people can see you going far with this if you continue to believe in yourself. So, when you take a new path, when you're initiated into a new goal or a new desire you have, it's like you fully believe in it until it becomes a reality, and you use that passion to guide you there. You use that love in your heart, or that sort of feeling of feeling drawn to that thing to guide you there. So that is what I see with these oracle cards. Let's get some more. I think I'm just gonna use two oracle decks, but then get one card from them each or two cards from them each. I'll see. So let's start out with this one. So their irresistible charm, please. The Princess of Pop. This I take back to talents. Even if you're not a singer or good at music, it's like there's something you're talented at. And then we have the ringleader in the reverse. We have the strong woman in the reverse at the back of the deck. So pile number one, their irresistible qualities. The patroness of impossible causes I am miraculous, my prayers create powerful channels of possibility. And this is literally what we were speaking about, and the mystic of divine love. Love is divine, and I am nothing except love. Another thing I want to say about you is it's sort of like you believe in the impossible. And it's like you put that out into the universe with the way you speak. You don't, or you at least seem to not doubt yourself one bit, or at least push away the doubts when they do come in. Because you know that you can manifest whatever you want in life. That, there is a possibility of, a miracle coming true, impossible things coming true, because what is truly impossible? So I also feel like you're very mystical in the way that you love. You love from this very deep spiritual point of view. And there's just something about the way that you speak to people, where you speak to their hearts in some way. And there's just something about the words you use, because the poetess is at the back of the deck. So there's something about the words that you use that are charming, but it feels like it's not necessarily you trying to charm people, but just speaking genuinely from your heart. And that charms them anyway. You also have a very gorgeous or handsome smile that is quite charming and adds to this, pizzazz of personality you have. And with the ringleader being in reverse, it's not like you're necessarily trying to inspire or brag or anything like that. You're just being yourself, and as a result, it does get people very inspired and motivated by you. So I'm definitely seeing that. You could also be perceived as very cute and adorable and wholesome in a way. Not just physically, but your whole persona and vibe. You could be perceived to have a lot of wisdom and knowledge. And you're not necessarily weak, but you know your strengths and your own weaknesses, is what I'm hearing. So when you know your strengths and your weaknesses, you can hone in on them. So when you know your weaknesses, you can actually turn your weaknesses into a strength if you work on that enough. Something about that is charming too, because it seems like you don't have much of an ego. It seems like you're more so operating at the space of unconditional love for all beings and yourself. And it seems like you have some kind of self-love where it's like you don't put yourself down for having certain weaknesses, because you know that you're human, but you work on that and you grow and you become a better person. So that shows true strength. So I think this is all I have for you. Another thing I see is for the woman here, if you ever wear like an eye-catching lipstick, that is also quite irresistible. I didn't want to take a look at too much physicalities, because like I said, your physical does pull people in, but it's not what truly captivates them. It's not what truly charms them, you know what I mean? Fully. So it does pull them in, but it's not what captures their full attention. So it's not in a bad way. It's more so the deeper things about your personality that do. So I really hope this reading resonated. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pal number twos. If you chose this orange calcite crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your irresistible charm. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider hitting the subscribe button if you like tarot content and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily. I am going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 25k subscribers, so if you'd like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on any of my recent uploads. So we're going to start out with your tarot cards. I may use a little bit of clairvoyance as well as looking at the cards, just mixing them together. Like recently I've been called to using my clairvoyance more. So yeah, let's get started. And then after that, we're going to take a look at the oracle card that you chose along with other oracle cards. So spirit guides of pile number 2, spirit guides of pile number 2s. Their irresistible charm, please. Their irresistible charm. I hear that you're quite magnetic in a way to people, places, things, and, I feel like people look at you as quite lucky. That's the first message I just heard, where it seems like you're able to manifest things effortlessly. At least from other people's perspective, we have the Hermit. Because keep in mind, we're looking at your charm, right? The Seven of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the High Priestess. And when I say magnetic, it's part of your physical appearance that is romantically appealing with the Two of Cups here. Very tempting with the Seven of Swords. Tempting in an irresistible way, right? But then there's also something about people always feeling drawn to you intuitively with the High Priestess, where they sort of feel this pull towards you. Before you even say a word, it's your energy that pulls them in. It's your energy that attracts them to you like a magnet, where they feel this strong urge to talk to you or look at you or observe you, and you haven't even said a word. So your charm is about your energy. Eight of Pentacles. Spirit is showing me Marilyn Monroe. I've heard stories about her where she has her own energy, right? But then she takes on Marilyn's energy. I feel like maybe she used Marilyn Monroe as a kind of alter ego, like Beyonce uses Sasha Fierce, and she puts on that kind of energy, and then people notice her. But then when she's just being herself out in public, it's like people don't even notice that she's there, like that celebrity energy. But then when she puts on that Marilyn Monroe energy, it's like people are just instantly drawn to her. And I've actually seen this in a person I knew. I had this other person I knew or was friends with, and she had that type of energy. Spirit showing me her, a vision of her face, right? To just use her as an example. Wherever she went, it's just like people, strangers just wanted to go up to her and talk to her. She had that kind of energy that just drew them in. So I feel like you have that energy, and even if people don't necessarily come up and talk to you in public, you could just have a lot of people stare at you. I even feel like children, pets, animals could stare at you because your energy is just so good and vibrant, is what I'm hearing from Spirit, but also very, like trusting type of energy. So, when animals and kids are drawn to a person's energy, they have good energy because animals and kids are very intuitive in that sense. So that's something I definitely see here. Another thing I see is your energy becomes much more magnetic to things, people, places you want to attract, environments, opportunities you want to attract, the more you heal. The more you heal the unconscious, the subconscious, what's holding you back, the more you remove certain energetic blockages holding you back, the more you attract to you with your energy. Not even just your words, just your energy. Your energy is big and it's prosperous and it's magnetic. So the more you heal certain blocks, and I don't like to use the word blockages, but the way I see blockages is maybe we hold a certain belief due to a circumstance we've undergone. So the other day, I was thinking about certain beliefs I maybe have that maybe affect how I manifest things. So, let's say somebody has a belief about money, for example. I'm going to use a relatable example that maybe many people can relate to, that money is maybe hard to make, keep, that it's hard to obtain. And when we hold that belief that it's hard to obtain, there's nothing wrong with that, but that belief may cause some kind of blockage in the way that we manifest things. And I don't like the word blockage, but it's the best way to describe it because I believe that it can be removed it can be deleted almost once we delete that belief and form a new belief. Then we start attracting new things to us with our energy, because we may sort of unconsciously be blocking off that thing we want to manifest with that belief we hold or a certain emotion we've held for a long time in our life. And then when we heal that emotion and we transform that emotion, we can start to attract more things to us, not just because we're removing blockages or challenges. Because I feel like, challenges are a part of life. It's not always going to go away when you heal because they're a part of the game of life. They're how we learn and grow. But a lot of the challenges are going to be removed once you heal. You're going to find that, and I'm sure you've already seen that because I'm sure this pile has already healed, which is why it's showing up in your energy. So the more you heal, the more easy you're going to find life get. And it doesn't mean that there isn't going to be any hardships, but maybe those hardships are there to show you the way, to teach you something so that life can become easier. So what I'm seeing here as well, it's not just you removing those blockages, as we call them, but it's also you making your vibration higher when you heal. So I feel like you've done a lot of healing work on yourself since the Eight of Pentacles, Chiron is here with all these butterflies. You've done a lot of healing work on yourself. You've healed your heart from a lot. You've gone within with the Hermit. Maybe you've had some people hurt you in the past or deceive you in the past with the Seven of Swords. Maybe there has been a struggle with trust issues for some of you when it comes to people and relationships. That's what I see with the Seven of Swords, Two of Cups, or, healing our perspective of the world, healing our perspective of people, because that can sometimes happen when we have a lot of people hurt us. We can start to perceive the world in a much negative way or people in a much negative way. So I do feel like you're healing that for a lot of you watching this pile. If it doesn't resonate, just discard the message. But you're definitely rebirthing here and letting go. Because I'm seeing the Death card energy, but it's not necessarily something dying literally, but a part of your pain that is dying and being reborn into wisdom. Okay. And then your vibration is getting higher, you're transforming, and then you're starting to attract more things you actually do want, more of the people you actually do want, more of the opportunities you do want, right? I'm seeing that. So I feel like that is the biggest quality I see here that stands out the most within your pile. Other things I see here are kind of like side things, cherries on top of the milkshake. The energy is the whole milkshake, right? But then the other things I see here are a cherry on top that just adds a little bit of sparkles to it. Okay, so another thing I see here is you could have a trait within you, and this might not resonate with everybody, but of perfectionism. Yet other people look at it as a good thing because, okay, yes, sometimes it can be bad or negative if we're very critical of ourselves and we create a bad relationship to ourselves where we constantly, hurt ourselves or beat ourselves up about not doing things in the way we expect ourselves to, or making mistakes, things like that. But it can also be a good thing if we look at it in this way, because it's kind of like people view it as, because you have this attention to detail and you like to look at the nitty-gritty things and the small details of everything, you put things together in a very seamless, almost like perfect way where it is amazing to see the result of what you created. So Spirit is giving me certain examples of like Beyonce. I mentioned her with Sasha Fierce, but she has that type of energy where, if you look at her music, she pays a lot of attention to her details in each thing. And if you look at a lot of people like that, whatever they create is amazing and great because they're constantly striving for improvement. And I feel like you embody that energy where you constantly strive for improvement. There is another YouTuber I watch that also has that type of energy where she plans, her YouTube videos weeks in advance, and you can see she's put a lot of thought into it, and it's enjoyable to watch because you can see she's planned it and coordinated it well. And I feel like you know how to plan things, you know how to just put things together in a way that is well received, whether it has to do with your work or anything in general. It's like, yes, there is time to relax, but there's also the time and place to focus and really master your skills here with the Eight of Pentacles. So that is another thing I see. Another thing I see here is you may be quite reserved in public spaces at first, but you may also seem a little bit shy. You may seem to carry or hold this energy where you're not really looking to be in the spotlight or to receive attention from others. And it's kind of like you have a healthy guard of discernment up, because you know that not everybody is kind. The world is filled with duality. Dual people. There's some, cruel people in the world, and there's some kind people in the world. So we can't always trust everyone, every stranger we meet. And because you have that healthy guard up, it makes people actually more drawn to you, because it seems like you're not looking for the attention or the spotlight. It makes people more interested in you, because it's not like you're screaming, look at me, look at me, metaphorically with your energy. You're just kind of minding your business and paying attention to you or the people around you that you're with. And because of that, it makes them sort of want to look at you or want to approach you, because you're not necessarily looking for their attention. But I do see that once you do let your guard down, you can be quite chatty and talkative and quite interesting, intriguing. People love to get to know your mind. They are quite attracted to your mind too. I feel like, yes, you're very physically attractive, and also your energy makes you even more beautiful, even more vibrant and glowy and magnetic in some way. But then, people are also just very attracted to your mind. I feel like you have this Venusian energy where you have this romantic looking appearance, yet seductive at the same time, yet you're also intelligent. So people find that quite captivating, that you have the best of both worlds in that sense, or the best of three worlds, because it's your energy, it's your intelligence, your mind, but it's also your looks. So now let's take a look at your oracle cards. I also feel like you're very relaxed in social settings, that people just feel relaxed around you as a result, because you're very chilled and laid back. And because you seem chilled and not laid back, it's kind of like people just feel more chilled as a response to your energy. They kind of just match your energy and they like it. So your card is turquoise, the earth element, and perseverance. One thing I see about you is you're striving to achieve emotional balance through your healing journey. And even though it's been challenging for you to experience going through the healing, to release that pain and to release whatever felt like it was holding you back or restricting you emotionally, because you're able to sort of persevere on the healing journey and find the sort of lost pieces of yourself and put it back together. And you understand that healing isn't linear, it's very painful, but it is going to be bringing transformation even though it's uncomfortable. Because of that, people admire you and find you charming, because you're focusing on what a lot of people might sweep under the rug or ignore. A lot of the people on society may focus on their physical realities, on building, success and building whatever they want to achieve. But a lot of people ignore their emotions and sort of discard it and don't see it as important. But actually, when you look at it, from my experience of doing tarot, a lot of the things that block us energetically are certain negative emotions we haven't healed from. So say, for instance, I want to attract love, but I hold negative beliefs and patterns and emotions regarding love, or a distorted view of love. I'm going to start attracting unhealthy partners that mirror to me my pain. But once I heal that pain, I no longer am connected to that energetically, and I no longer attract those things energetically. So people often don't think of that as important, but it is an important thing of manifesting what you do want. Okay, because sometimes I'm not saying we can't manifest if we don't heal, we can, but we might attract things we don't want to attract because we haven't healed. And that might be a little bit of a controversial opinion, but it's what I've seen consistently within client readings, consistently within energies over the years of reading tarot. So next we have citrine, sun, and clarity. And next we have Rose Quartz, Venus, and Love. I said you have a Venusian energy. You're very aesthetically pleasing to look at, and that could be quite, you could be quite tempting and alluring in some way with your look, but you also have quite a beautiful smile. And like I said earlier, this warm and vibrant energy that people just feel like they can see themselves being friends with you. People see you to have a good heart, to have a good intention. They just feel that energy whenever they come into your energy. It's like they just feel the vibe of you and they feel like, this person does have good intentions towards me. And because of that, they can see themselves becoming friends with you or starting any kind of connection with you, because Venus here is the planet of romance, relationships, things like that. And it doesn't just have to be romantic connections, but it can also be friendships here with the sun. And also business relationships too. But I feel like it's more so personal relationships here. And when I'm looking at your energy, I feel like people see you as somebody that is very positive, with a very positive mindset with the sun here. Even when you go through challenging life experiences, you try to look at it in a positive way. You try to look at it as it's bringing me to something good. 1010 on the clock as an angel number for somebody here. It's bringing me some kind of wisdom. It's helping me find clarity on, what I do want, helping me find clarity on how to get there, how to overcome these challenges. It's kind of like when you look at things in a positive way or positive perspective, you start to reset in a way energetically where you're not necessarily in this lower vibration of complaining and I know we can often complain as human beings, but it's like you complain a lot less than most people, or you try not to look at things in a pessimistic way. So because you're this high vibe energy, you lift people up, you uplift them when you're around them. You lift their vibrations. Because you're in a high vibration, when people are around you, their vibrations naturally go higher. And it's an energy thing. Like I said before, it's your energy that is the most captivating and the most charming in some way. Because people want to be around that. People want to feel good. So naturally they notice they feel good around you, so they want to be around you more. I hope that makes sense. It's not a conscious thing of them noticing it's your energy, but it's a conscious thing of noticing how they feel around you. Okay? And it's sort of like with the earth element here, I feel like you do hold this spiritual energy where you do take note of your emotions, but you can also be quite grounded. You can also plan. It's like you hold both energies in a very beautiful, harmonic way. It's like even when you're dealing with difficulties, you don't give up. You persevere. You believe that positive things can happen, that success can happen, that, good things can happen to you. And that's a very nice energy, positive energy to be around. You're also very warm as a person, very bubbly, very funny, and that charms people. Your jokes, the funny stories you tell people. But people are also charmed by the thought of wanting some kind of connection with you because they know that connection will be beautiful. It will be healthy, you know. So that is something I definitely see with these three cards. I'm going to pull some more cards, but look at them very quickly. So I'm going to pull two of these and then two of the other cards I have. So their irresistible charm, please, for pile 2. We have the boho babe. This is definitely a very spiritual, free-spirited pile, and the seeker in the reverse. At the back of the deck, we have the strong woman in the reverse. So their irresistible charm. We have the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. It's like the essence of who you are flows to people, draws them in. That's what I keep seeing. The Buddha of enlightened action. My soul informs my every step. I do what my heart compels me to do. So the one thing I do see about you is you are very unique. You are a very peaceful soul. You don't like conflict in your relationships. You also have a lot of sexual energy that you hold. Because this card is at the back of the deck and it's the goddess of magic, maybe some of you have a little bit of a witchy vibe, or just with the goddess of magic, maybe you're able to magically attract and manifest the things you do want with that sacral energy. And you're very pleasurable to look at, pleasurable to be around. So naturally, people are going to be drawn to you and, want to spend time around you. But also, a lot of people want to be with you romantically, intimately. Not just because of physical sexiness, but also there's something sexy about your personality. I feel like you're that type of person that just holds so much sexual energy that, even when you're around people, they try to not be attracted to you, but they find themselves somehow being attracted to you. There's just something about you that they can't put their finger on, and like I said, it's your energy. Some of you may have very curly or wavy hair that looks very good. Some of you may like to do your hair in different hairstyles. I'm seeing very brown, beautiful, or handsome eyes. And I'm hearing simple yet elegant for some of you, whereas for others of you, there's a unique type of vibe to the way that you are and the way that you look. Very spiritual, free-spirited type of vibe, or mystical and magical, ethereal type of vibe. You're also very flowy, and it makes people like you and makes people want to be around you. And it's like, you don't necessarily have to seek external fulfillment. You find it within. You don't have to necessarily seek the things you want in life, but you go within, and when you go within and you grow and you learn as a person and you gain more knowledge and wisdom, that starts to attract the things you actually do seek. So it's kind of like you're doing it in the correct way, but a lot of people think that actually getting that manifestation is seeking after it, but it's like you're just intuitively doing it in the right way. I'm not saying there isn't other right ways, but it's sort of like people view this as the right way to do things. It's unconventional where most people don't do it, but to them it seems right in some way. There's also something about how you speak to people. You seem like you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom and empathy. And it's kind of like because of that, they want to be around you and learn more from you. They feel free around you, so they want to be around you. And I also feel like it's the feelings you sort of ignite in people as a result of your energy that they want to be around you more. So this is your irresistible charm. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my polymer If you chose this amethyst crystal, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at your irresistible charm. Please be aware that this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider hitting the subscribe button if you like tarot content and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily. I am going to be doing a giveaway when I reach 25k subscribers. So if you'd like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is comment on any of my recent uploads. So let's start by shuffling your tarot cards. I am going to be using a mixture of clairvoyance and the cards, and then after that we'll take a look at the oracle card that you chose and other oracle cards with that. So you already have a card, the Five of Pentacles. Spirit guides of pile number 3, spirit guides of pile number 3, their irresistible charm. The Eight of Cups, the Star. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands, the Sun. You may resonate with pile number 2 if you were drawn, because there is a sort of similarity here, but also differences. So one thing I see or actually hear about you is, see, feel, hear intuitively is, well, first when I started your reading, I heard the strong ringing in my ear when I came to sit down by your pile. And I just realized that you chose Amethyst, so you may be very spiritually gifted and you may be opening up your throat chakra within this lifetime. The throat chakra may be the weakest point within your energy field. However, you are going to make it your strongest point within this lifetime. The reason I say so is because you chose the Mercury card. We'll get back to that in a minute, but Mercury is the planet of communication and the mind. What I feel from your energy is maybe, I don't want this to be triggering, but maybe you felt as though you could not have a voice in your earlier life. And it's like you're coming out of the shell, this matrix I hear, that has been put on you. And when I say matrix, I don't mean the world matrix, how they usually say matrix. I mean the belief system that has been put onto you that no longer resonates with you. You're letting go of that. The sort of identity others have put onto you saying, you have to be this. You have to be quiet, soft-spoken. Don't speak up. Don't stand up for yourself. Like, I feel like some of you have dealt with this energy of like, you have to keep quiet, sit still, like, be presentable, like almost make yourself small. You've had people sort of project that identity onto you or project this good girl or good boy identity onto you, like, don't speak up for yourself, be the bigger person. And yes, being the bigger person can be good, but there are some cases where we need to stand up for ourselves, where we need to actually let that fierceness and strength out within our voice, because when we feel anger and we don't let it out, we are self-betraying. Okay, we are not letting our anger hold boundaries for us to actually protect us, because our anger is supposed to protect us if we use it in a healthy way and we don't react harshly to it, of course. So even if that identity I mentioned doesn't necessarily resonate with you, 444 on the timer, there is still something about letting go of certain identities other people have put onto you that don't resonate with you at all. Like, you have to be this way or you have to be this way. You're not a Barbie doll that they can mold you into of you have to be this way and this way and this way. So that is just what Spirit's showing me clairvoyantly, because you're letting go of what other people want you to be and you're being authentically you in the world, shining as your true identity, your true self, or at least the true identity you resonate with in the moment, because we're always ever growing and ever learning, and our identity can change, and we can allow that to be fluid. But who you are right now is you're shining as your true self, and because of that, you are that star where other people want to look at you. But you're still somehow a little bit out of reach. Because with the star, the sun here, it's like you really shine bright. You hold a lot of light within your aura field. And the more you are your true authentic self in the world, without holding the expectations of what other people want you to be or what you think other people want you to be, the more you shine and the more people are drawn to you. The more people want to be around you, learn about you. And even if you aren't everybody's cup of tea, just like we don't always like everybody we encounter, you are going to shine out to the people that resonate with you, that do want to be around you, that do resonate with this identity you're holding and the authentic version of yourself you're expressing to the world. And I feel the throat chakra energies doesn't just have to do with boundaries in this case of the energy I felt within your pile. It also has to do with your self-expression, letting yourself express the person you want to be, and not just the person you are, but also the person you want to be. Because I'm also feeling an energy now where maybe you have outgrown certain identities that you once resonated with, but no longer resonate with anymore. And sometimes we outgrow those labels that have been either put onto us or we put onto ourselves. And we have to naturally let that change because, like I said, as humans, we're always changing, growing, and evolving. And so our perspective of life changes, our opinions change, the way we view life and relationships change. What we want in life changes when we grow as people. So when we stop ourselves from changing and keep ourselves stuck in that old identity, it can create this sort of, what is the word? Frustrating energy where we don't know who we are. Yet we do know who we are, but we're preventing that change from happening and putting ourselves in a box. And sometimes when we start to change, the people around us get confused because we were always some kind of way. But they also have to learn to get used to the version of ourselves we're growing into, but aren't fully transformed into yet. So it's kind of like you're in your cocoon moment where you're still becoming the butterfly of who you want to be, but not yet fully there. And it's sort of like the people around you still need to get used to that. But once you allow that to shine out, you'll find that maybe even new people are drawn to you because they're drawn to you sort of embodying who you do want to become. And what I mean by that is you're looking at the life you do want, like what you perceive would be a happy life in some way. It's like you're becoming the version of yourself, your future self, you perceive your future self to be. You're holding their routines, or at least you're trying to. You're trying to act in a way that's maybe outside of your comfort zone, where you perceive your future self would act that way. And it's kind of like you're embodying that. So people are naturally drawn to that. And it's kind of like you're faking it till you make it. So I don't know why that message came through, but that was just a strong message that came through. So I think your biggest irresistible charm is not just your energy, because I said you may have been drawn to Pile 2. Pile 2 was mainly their energy. For you, it is your energy with the star, the sun. But it's not just your energy. It's more than that. It's you being your authentic self. The more your authentic self, the more people are going to want to be around you because they can see that you're being true to yourself. But when you are striving for inauthenticity, people are going to be naturally repelled to you unconsciously because they pick up on that energy. So that's something I want you to keep in mind whenever you go out to new places, whenever you go to meet new people. Don't think about, will they like me and how must I be for them to like me? Think about being your authentic self. And if you're already doing that, then keep doing that because that is your irresistible charm. That is the biggest thing I see here. Other side kind of things I see here that sort of add to the puzzle but aren't the full irresistible charm here is your warm energy with the sun. You're very warm and vibrant and fun to be around with the Four of Wands and the Sun. And naturally, because you're warm and vibrant, and you could be seen as the life of the party in the way, you could be seen as, very charismatic in a way. And like I said, fun to be around, fun to celebrate, fun to go out with, drink with, travel with, party with, whatever it is, you're fun. So naturally, when you're fun, people want to be around you. They want to be friends with you. They want to hang out with you more. They want to get to know you because they find you interesting in some way. You have an interesting personality. You have layers to your personality. So people find that charming in some way. Also, another thing I see about you is you're quite mysterious and out of reach, like I said before. Like people want to look at the star, admire the sun. But if you look at the sun for a little bit too long, your eyes start to burn. Maybe you'd like to reach out and touch the sun because it feels so warm, but if we get too close, it might burn us. Or, if I'm not saying you'd burn them or hurt them, but what I'm saying is, we look at the star, we admire it, but we can't go and touch it. So it's kind of like you have this mysterious, out of reach energy where people just want more and more and more of you, but they can never get enough of you. And it's always like you're somehow out of reach. I don't know what that's about. Maybe you're a very busy person. Maybe they can't always hang out with you, but it's sort of like you do make time when you can. Maybe you're mysterious at first. You don't give much information about yourself until you know them better. I don't really know what that means, but it's coming through within the energy. So now let's take a look at your oracle cards. And the reason why intuition came up in the beginning, getting back to that. So your card is Mercury, Cognizance, and Emerald. So the green and pink, green and purple here make me think of opposites attract, actually. So, because these kind of look like opposite colors, and it wasn't intentional, but yeah. It's kind of like some people may be attracted to you or drawn to you in some way. If I say attracted, it doesn't always mean romantic, but they may be drawn to you because of that feeling of opposites attract. So you may attract a lot of people, or a lot of people that are opposite from you or don't hold the traits that you have may find you intriguing to sort of get to know. The reason why intuition came up is with Mercury here, you're able to speak to people and see people on a deeper level. That is another charming, captivating quality you have where it's like it is irresistible because people want to be around you more because they feel seen by you. When they're talking to you, it's somehow like it feels like you just get them. Even if you're just speaking to them on the first day, it feels like you just get them. And the one thing I'll say about you is you're mysterious, but when it comes to people, I feel like sometimes people love to talk about themselves and you let them talk about themselves. You're very curious in some way where, when they're talking, you're listening genuinely and they can see that you're listening. They can see that you're genuinely interested in what they have to say. And because you're not necessarily, how do I say this? I feel like you're more of a listener than a talker. And because you're more of a listener than a talker, some people that are the talkers actually feel special that you're listening to them. Because from their perspective, it's like sometimes they're talking to people and then there's this power play where the other person wants to speak more, but they want to speak more, and then it just becomes a whole mess. But with you, it's like balanced in some way. But I also feel like at some point you do become talkative when you get comfortable with a person. So I don't know, it just depends on if you like those people or not, and want to be around them a lot, but they like you. But it's not everybody I'm picking up on. So other people may not be necessarily so talkative, but they can tell that you see them fully. So when you're talking to them, it doesn't feel like you're misunderstanding them. It feels like you understand them fully. And it's like you just say things to them that either they're meant to hear or that they resonate with. Yeah, that's the vibe I get here. So they feel like they sort of relate to you, but they also feel like you understand them. So that's a good feeling that it brings them. Like, how did you know this about me? How do you just understand me so well in the first day? That's kind of the feeling people get. So then they want to sort of get to know you more. They're curious about you and they want to get to know you and your mind. So, what's charming about you, believe it or not, is the way you speak. You may not think the way you speak is charming, but because you're so intuitive, there's something about you saying the right things to people, knowing the right things to say. And so, as a result of that, it is irresistible and it is charming. But you may not think of yourself as charming with your words. But it's almost like you just know the right things to say. You intuit the energies. You read the room. You read the vibes. Okay? You know when's the right time to say something, when's not. The time and the place. You know what I mean? So that makes you charming in some way. You're also very aware of how you speak to others and how it may affect them within their emotions. So you make sure to spread kindness and joy wherever you go and to spread good vibrations when you speak to people and not make them feel bad. So that is also something that's charming because a lot of people forget to do that. We have the root chakra here, hematite, culmination, ammonite, palace, and trust. Because you understand people so well, they instantly trust you. It's like, it's not that you're trying to get them to trust you, but they just instantly trust you. It's like a subconscious thing where they don't consciously say, okay, I'm trusting you, but because you understand them and get them, it's kind of like they just stick to you in a way where they're like, okay, I fully trust you. People see you as an old soul with a lot of wisdom, and it's charming because they'd love to learn where you got that from. They're curious about it. They kind of love to sort of get to know your mind, fall in love with your mind, or just are captivated by your mind in general, by your wisdom in general. They feel being around you will help them grow too as a person, will help them understand themselves more too, culminate growth within them, within their life. As I look at the root chakra here, I'm not really getting root chakra vibes, but I'm looking at the tree and I'm getting the vibe of growth intuitively. And also building themselves into maybe the person they want to be because they can see that you are holding this energy of becoming that person you want to be. So they sort of perceive it as being around you will help them sort of grow into the person they want to become. So now let's take a look at the other oracle cards you have quite briefly. Oh, so I just picked up the tarot deck and two cards already came out without me shuffling. So we have the Masterpiece and the Fashionista in the reverse. And the Fashionista in the reverse doesn't mean that you're not fashionable or good at making yourself look good. That's not what it means at all. But what I'm picking up from this card is, like I said before, I feel like, did I say this before? I feel like you don't necessarily care about attention from others, but you shine anyways because you're being your authentic self. With the fashionista in reverse, it's like with that authenticity, you don't like just follow trends or just wear something to just wear it. It's like when you wear something, it's a part of you. It's not just you looking at a magazine or a Pinterest feed and, deciding to wear it because you like it, but it kind of holds a part of you, like a message of you. in a way, who you are in some way. So I feel like your authenticity shines through your fashion style, where you are a fashionista, but it's not just that, if that makes sense. And the masterpiece here makes me feel like you're good at putting things together, even if it's just your clothes, making yourself look good. But it's not just looking good, it's with other things you do too, where people perceive you as being really good. Because I'm hearing an Instagram reel in my mind like, oh, she's really good. So it's kind of like maybe this has to do with your intuition, maybe it has to do with other skills you have, but you're just really good at something where people are quite captivated and intrigued by that. Okay. So we have Kali with the Mother of the Universe, and we have, I just need to cover this card. We have Lilith with the First Woman. I am the voice of my body and soul. I choose the life I desire to live. And Lilith is very much that type of character archetype that when I look at goddesses, I don't really look at them as worshipping them, but I look at them as archetypes that maybe teach us something about human nature, right? So when you look at Lilith, she sort of went against the status quo. She was the first wife of Adam, if I'm not mistaken, and she wanted to be equal to him. But he didn't want that, apparently, or at least from what I've read. And she got kicked out of the Garden of Eden. So, she took that and she decided to be her authentic self. She decided that she wants to live life the way she wants. She wants to be equal. She doesn't want to be treated a certain way and just accept it. And, even though she was exiled in some way and made to be sort of she was made to look scary like this demoness, but she actually represents that rebel spirit, that person that doesn't just go with what people say you should do, but they choose the life they want to live. She represents that energy of stepping into your authenticity and not backing down, from what you believe in, standing up for herself in some way. And that is what you're doing. That's very charming in some way, very irresistible. It's sexy because it shows that you put yourself first and you're courageous, you're brave in some way to go against the grain. It's kind of like you stand out in a way from the crowd because you're not trying to fit in, you're just being yourself. I'm seeing like a unicorn standing out with a bunch of horses around them. Quite funny symbolism from spirit. Okay, and another thing about you is you live in the present moment and you've rebirthed a lot with Kali showing up here. You've released a lot. And it literally says it's time to be the truth of who I am. So that is definitely something showing up really strongly. So this is what I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.